Welcome to today's explainer. If you think your family drama is intense, just wait until you see the absolute mess the Greek gods get themselves into. Today, we're unpacking a mystery that escalates so dramatically, it's honestly mind-blowing. We're diving straight into a story packed with betrayal, unimaginable power, and a twist so wild it literally threatens the universe itself. Let's get into it. The entire thing revolves around one burning question. Who is the mysterious mother? That's it. That is the spark that pushes Hera, the queen of the gods, to the absolute brink. I mean, every single catastrophic event we're about to look at stems directly from her desperate, uncontrollable need for an answer to this one question. Which brings us to the first part of our story, the scandal and the curse. So the drama kicks off with Hera completely enraged, demanding the immediate execution of a young man named Artemion. He's supposedly a bastard son of Zeus, and he's accused of a massive capital crime, defiling the queen herself. But execution just isn't enough for Hera. She says, and I quote, "Killing him isn't enough. The slut who bore this bastard must suffer too." She is totally blinded by rage here. She demands eternal, agonizing suffering not just for Artemion, but for the unknown woman who gave birth to him. Her vengeance demands some serious collateral damage. Just think about the sheer scale of this dark magic for a second. Hera aggressively orders the rest of the gods to inflict these incredibly specific, grotesque plagues upon the Mystery Mother. We're talking faces rotting into pus-filled blisters, diseases devouring her from within, bodies swelling and bursting, boils covering every inch, and bones violently twisting and snapping. She wants this woman's suffering beyond measure. It really shows just how terrifying pure spite can be. But when the gods actually unleash this curse, something shocking happens. The curse actually rebounds. Yeah, instead of striking the unknown mother, the dark magic bounces right back onto Hera herself. Now, Hera makes an immediate and honestly fatal assumption. Because the curse deflected, she naturally assumes that Zeus, her husband, the king of the gods, is using his ultimate magic to shield this mystery woman. And as you can imagine, this perceived betrayal just throws gasoline right on the fire. It fuels an incredibly dangerous obsession. Moving on to the next phase, the search for the mother. Taking matters into her own hands, Hera launches this massive, obsessive investigation, and her relentless pursuit of the truth completely disregards the safety of everyone else. We've already seen her first tactic, the divine curse, fail spectacularly. So she escalates. She moves from simple dark magic to demanding the use of ancient, highly dangerous artifacts. She's climbing a ladder of catastrophe here, and it threatens the very rules of the universe. Her next move brings us to Apollo's Mirror of Truth. This is an artifact that reveals the truth of mortals. Hera violently orders Apollo to activate this mirror just to show her the mother's face. But here's the catch. Activating it requires a massive sacrifice, half of the user's divine power. Apollo begs her to reconsider. He warns her that losing his power means countless innocent human families will suffer without his protection. Hera's response? She essentially says, "I don't give a damn." So Apollo makes the terrible sacrifice. The mirror activates. And it shows absolutely nothing. Just a blank reflection. Why? Well, because the mirror of truth only has the power to reveal the truth of mortals. When it fails to show a face, Hera suddenly realizes the horrifying truth. Artemion's mother isn't some human woman. The mother is a fellow goddess. Now, does Hera stop there? Absolutely not. She pivots directly to Athena and her Loom of Fate. This is an artifact of wisdom that reveals divine secrets, but using it risks unraveling the very threads of destiny and causing global chaos. Athena, who Hera literally calls her only friend, desperately warns her not to destroy everything just for hatred. But Hera doesn't care. She forces her hand anyway. Athena uses the loom, and the thread of destiny begins to wind towards the mother. And in a massive, glaring clue, the thread winds directly toward Hera herself. But guys, this is where we see the ultimate danger of confirmation bias. Instead of putting the pieces together, Hera is so blinded by jealousy that she stubbornly assumes Zeus is simply tampering with a loom to protect his mistress. Which brings us to our third act, unleashing the demon Typhon. Completely frustrated by the failure of both the mirror and the loom, Hera decides enough is enough. She resorts to the absolutely nuclear option. She unleashes Typhon. Now, Typhon is the most evil and savage demon in existence. We are talking about a monster so incredibly powerful and destructive that even Zeus struggled to defeat him in the past. Athena practically begs her to stop, warning that if Typhon breaks free, the mortal world will literally burn. But Hera actually thinks she can control this world-ending demon. Her expectation is that she can use Artemian's blood to point Typhon like a bloodhound straight at the Mystery Mother. But the reality, Typhon instantly ignores her commands. He attacks everyone in sight, laughs right in her face at her royal authority, and calls her an arrogant fool. The situation is now completely out of control. And here is the true cost of her obsession. While Artemian bravely steps up to fight Typhon and protect his unknown mother, the mortal world suffers the consequences. Typhon's rampage is devastating. His rot instantly infects 3 nearby cities. Sea winds threaten to carry this plague across the entire continent. Hearth fires are dying out, and human homes are literally turning to dust. The collateral damage is truly apocalyptic. Which leads into our next section, the King of Gods returns. With the continent on the brink of falling to Typhon's endless rot, the other gods realize they are completely out of their depth. They pool their domains, invoking wisdom, light, the sea, and storms to break Zeus's slumber. And in a highly dramatic, perfectly timed sequence, just as Typhon is about to devour Artemian's soul, the king of the gods wakes up. He steps onto the battlefield, subdues the chaos, and saves his alleged son. Now for the final piece of the puzzle, the ultimate plot twist. Zeus has returned and subdued the physical chaos, sure, but Hera is still entirely obsessed. She's demanding to know the mother's identity once and for all. Zeus looks at her and offers one final warning. He says, "If you knew who his mother was, you'd regret every word you said." He is heavily implying here that the truth is a reality her mind cannot possibly handle. He's offering her an out, a chance to drop the jealousy and just walk away. And it's not just Zeus. Even Athena steps in one last time. Athena, who Hera considered a close friend, desperately begs her to drop the investigation. She tells her she cannot bear the truth. But Hera refuses. She calls Athena an ungrateful traitor and furiously demands that Zeus stop playing games and just give her a name. Pushed to the absolute limit, with literally no other options left, Zeus finally drops the ultimate devastating bombshell. He looks at Hera and says 3 words, "Mother is you." Boom. Suddenly, everything clicks into place. This explains exactly why the curse rebounded without harming the mother. It perfectly explains why Apollo's mirror couldn't show a mortal face, and why Athena's loom of fate wound the thread directly toward the queen herself. It was her the whole time. So, this explainer showed how a single, blinded obsession almost ended both the mortal and divine worlds. But it leaves us with one massive, lingering mystery to ponder long after we finish. If Hera is Artemian's true mother, how on earth could the Queen of the Gods forget she gave birth to her own son? Was her memory stolen? Or did she bury a trauma so deep it almost destroyed the universe? Think about that for a bit, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.